From Broadway to the Vegas Strip to the land down under, New York-style pizza is an international sensation. And that's thanks largely to a single monumental invention, this unassuming boxy oven. The thinking that led to that boxy oven is just one of the trade secrets in Food Roots, a new book from Robin Metcalfe. In it, Metcalfe details how New York pizza makers mastered their food supply chains, leading to global domination, by relying on 4 key elements.
As I traveled around the world looking at the way very, very simple dishes came together on people's plates, there were same 4 themes that emerged every time. They were reliability, adaptability, trust, and technology. And they're just there every single time.
In the rise of the New York slice, all 4 were present and still are today. It's something she learned by stopping right across from Penn Station at New York Pizza Suprema.
Well, to be consistent is that you have to be engaged in the process of making pizza.
Pizza Suprema's Nick Satchel said the shop's reputation might depend on the reliability of their suppliers' natural ingredients.
You know, you need to taste your tomatoes, you need to check your flour.
Or the trust built by serving the same high-quality pizza since 1964, or by adapting to today's consumers by selling items like vegan pizza. But what really warmed the world to the New York slice was the technology baked into Suprema's gas-fired deck oven. Do you get that? Warmed and baked. Let's rewind to the early 1900s, when Italian migrants streamed into the northeastern United States. By 1920, nearly a quarter of America's 1.6 million Italian immigrants lived in New York City. And they brought along a bunch of bulky, bedroom-sized coal and wood-fired ovens.
They were built by masons to bake bread, but they were sort of being utilized to make pizza when they were too hot to bake the bread. So that's the foundation of pizza in New York.
At 900 degrees, they too easily turned pizza dough into crispy ash. That changed in the 1930s, when Frank Mastro, an Italian immigrant and salesman, decided that he wanted New York pizza to become a household commodity. To make pizza in large quantities, he invented the gas-fired deck oven.
That totally changed all things pizza. And that put a flame underneath an oven floor instead of inside the oven. It decreased the temperature of a pizza oven, which meant that pizzas were being baked for a longer time, and it opened up the possibility to pre-bake a pizza and to reheat it by the slice for service and sale to the public. The New York slice is unique among pizza styles because it's a grab-and-go style. So it's the kind of food that lends itself very well to urban environments where there's a lot of pedestrian traffic.
Since the turn of the century, the gas-fired oven has started to inspire a new generation of ovens. Those equipped with infrared or electric panels on the floor and on the ceiling. To see these in action, we headed to Corner Slice inside Gotham West Market.
We see no hot spots, no areas where, maybe one corner is hotter than the other and the pizza has to be turned a bunch of times while it's cooking.
With these ovens in hand, pizza makers can also set temperatures for the top and bottom panels. Greater flexibility means you can customize.
We make a specific style of pizza to us pretty much. We call it a grandma style, which is thinner than a Sicilian with the sauce on top of the cheese, usually with fresh chunky tomato sauce, fresh mozzarella, and basil.
But just as New Yorkers rarely sit still, the pizza oven continues to evolve. Uptown at Columbia University, Hod Lipson's Creative Machines Lab is crafting new ways to 3D print pizza and cook it with lasers. That's right, freaking laser beams.
So one of the other technologies we're developing in this lab is laser cooking technologies. So the printer has an array of food cartridges, where in each one of these cartridges you can have a different material. So dough, sauce, and cheese, for example, as 3 different ingredients. And then on this cartridge, our machine can pick up one ingredient, extrude it onto a platform, just moving around in a 2D way. And then it can pick up another ingredient and do the same and follow this over and over again.
This mini oven shines a laser at 2 different mirrors, which are controlled with motors and guided by custom software. By shifting mirror angles, the laser will heat certain parts of the food with much greater resolution and precision. That's good for printed food because the ingredients are packed closer together. and the final pizza is millimeters thin. The end product is
delicioso.
In truth, it tastes much more like a crunchy pizza bagel. But this technology isn't made for me, it's made for the future.
The biggest value is the fact that you can customize nutrition for someone. Big space where this could be a great value is in hospital settings where people maybe have certain nutritional deficiencies and you need to supplement that either with medicine or with certain vitamin additives.
NASA has also invested in 3D printing to make pizza for astronauts. And if the idea scales up, Jonathan thinks digitizing food could allow 2 people from across the world to share the same 3D printed dinner, as easily as they could share an Instagram post. But Robin said there will always be room for the classic New York slice.
In a world that's becoming more and more digitized, I think it's more and more important to hold on to these traditional food items, remind ourselves where we're from, where we're going, and how much it's important to keep these traditions alive.
I'm Sikhan Akpan reporting from New York City, and this is Science Scope from the PBS NewsHour.